There you go. You guys should be hearing me now. This is an opportunity because everything is down. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. I just want to get to why there's no okay. Right. Now it should pick it up. Can someone write something on the tube? Yes, that's the jam. We got it. All right, cool. Welcome everyone. Pretty much everything that I've said in the past month to this point is coming true. Everything that I said is coming true. Everything is moving well. If you guys are on the kick, make sure you follow. Make sure good. And I love how tech issues you figure it out. It's not that. It's just a pain because I can't say it because I'm on here, and then that's the situation. What's going on? Yeah, everything that's happening at this present moment and what's moving forward and what's the situation at this present site is that things are going exactly the way that I said that. That's it. I mean, look, there's 175 people here, right? And 175 people should be here. You guys should all be there to see exactly what I'm showing. To see what I'm showing, it's the most important thing. But for some reason, people don't want to see what I am looking at. And then will crypto rise in 2 months? Well, if you want to see that, I mean, I'm looking at right now. There's only 26 people. It's crazy. There's 165 people here, and there's only 26 people on the tube, which is hilarious to me. Literally hilarious. I'm gonna show everything, but okay, whatever. It's fine. I guess people want to stay here. Stay calm. October is coming. Historically, September was always bad. Yeah. I switched over. Yeah, well done. Thank you very much. I appreciate that there is someone. Is now a good time to buy? I'm going to get to that, right? I'm going to get to that. I'm going to explain the whole situation. I'm going to explain what is happening and what's going on. I see the screen. Yeah, well done. Well done. I mean, if you go there, you'll see the recordings. I mean, I record everything, right? So there isn't someone that does what I do the way that I do it, where you'll be able to literally see and hear everything I'm saying. Everything has been drawn, all the levels are there, hit it perfectly, and it's bouncing back. Now, there's a lot to go through today, right? Bear with me, as I said, I'm super duper tired. I've been doing 157,000 things, so it's not been an easy day today. So, as I said, bear with me. And everyone that's on the tube, make sure you guys follow, like, and subscribe, and do all the things. Only 49, nice. People have caught it on. It's still 177 people here, and there should be more on the other side. But it's okay, cool. Don't worry. I guess you guys don't want to see what's on my screen. Right now, let's get into the crux of the show. Let's go through all the things that I need everyone to understand and hear and get, and we can start moving from there, right? At this present moment, we have hit a historic $1.75 billion worth of liquidations. It's historic, right? So I would say in the short of things and the quickest way to understand it is that shorting into this type of liquidation level would not be the best thing to do, right? I'm expecting some form of a bounce to come, which will most probably test this 370 band around this area. Maybe up and test this 55-day. Could possibly be, but I would say the top of this band is an area where it could come and test, and then we can see where it happens from there. If we recover the 113,370 and gain that back as support, then we continue up. Then the next level to see is again the 117,000. I assume that this thing was going to go and possibly test 120, but that this midweek territory, that this part here that was taken out, the liquidity was taken out, that in line with the midweek strategy had a pullback, and then we're in these scenarios right now. I also stated to you guys from the anyway, I'm gonna get to all the questions. I've also stated to you guys, pumping into lowering volume levels is a dangerous thing to do, and it usually means that it's pumped through leverage moves, and this could get liquidated in a very, very aggressive way. I also stated in this line, I mean, it's uncanny how strong that line is, but let's not go there. I mean, that's just fluke. I'll just tell you that. The witching event also came to a point where there was a massive, almost $5.2 trillion of stocks and assets and things like that coming to a maturity, which means that there will be a what's your kick ID? I'll tell you 1 second. I don't even know what my kick ID is. Let me just have a look. I'll tell you what that is. I think, to be honest with Kick, it's really, really good. Like the interface is really nice. Right, and I'll tell you what it is. It's just, what's my ID? The daily chain. The daily chain is my ID. The daily chain is that's me. Yeah, the daily chain. In fact, I'll just link it to the tube if anyone wants to check it from there. Yeah, I'll put it in here. 1 second, I was going to go. Yeah. There you go. I hope that goes to everyone. I went to. That's weird. Anyway, whatever. I'll put it here as well. All right, there you go. What was I talking about? Yeah. So, so it came in, tested these areas, massive levels of liquidations, and pumping into an area of low liquidity, low volume, and at the same time coming into an area where we have a triple witching event is a situation where we could play off some key revaluations. I said it. I did the video. I've said it several times on the video, on the live. All of that stuff. I gave you the warning that this was going to happen. I said in the next possible 2 weeks, this is hit, and there is a very, very high possibility chance that this bit here will be hit as well. A real chance. There's even a chance that it could go below that wick, possibly below that, but I think this area here is a real possibility to also be gathered. Now, if we look at some other things as well, so is it over or just the beginning of a massive coming? I'm going to get to that, guys. Get to that. You need to understand. This is the thing you need to get right. Is that if you don't listen to these and learn these situations, then when I'm not here, you'll be able to see the signs and everything else on that level. Now, where was I? Yeah, so we look at that and we see that the lowering volume and everything else, and it looks like there's a bit of pain in the market right now. I would say that we would most probably come to a scenario where this will bounce back and possibly test this 113,000 level, 13,017, and if it doesn't go above that, it might do like a fake out and tap this 55-day EMA and then drop back down to these areas here. But I will say this, right? If we look at this, and this is on my, it's crazy how sometimes accurate these things are, right? Comes into a perfect but that the stock is up, they went up. No, stock didn't go up, only S&P 500 went up, everything else went down. And that's the thing I'm going to talk to you guys about as well. Let me get to that and I'll explain the whole situation. I mean, unless you guys want me to just do a question and answer and not go through this whole show aspect, it's up to you guys. If you guys also want to see, make sure you go to the tube. It's all here, everything is there. The X is down at the moment, about 2 weeks down, then buy and turn up when we fly. It's up to that. So it's up to you guys. Do you want me to go through the show and go through all the factors and details I give? Or do you want me to do it in a way where I answer questions? Go through it and then a little question and answer. All right, let's do it that way. But I need something from you guys though. Because, as much as I'm giving this stuff as straight out as possible, I need people to go to here and just follow. That's it. Follow and put the bell on. I don't want anything else. That's it. Anyway, look. So we saw that that if we look at the RSI, it came into that local resistance line that it bounced off almost perfectly, And also on top of that, it almost came to a point where the triple witching event was the catalyst of this turning down. Now, I believe that we will, in some way or another, possibly test these lower zones here. And if the thing is, and this is do what you do, mate, it's great alpha. Thank you, I appreciate that. That's very, very kind of you guys. I'll say this, right, is that this 50% level I stated many times, I was assuming maybe it might break out and test these top bits here, but it didn't even tap the oscillator, which is amazing, which shows a bit of weakness in the market, to be honest. So this thing could very much come down and test this 50% on even or the absolute worst case scenario, come and test this bottom trend line. I would say at this point here, I personally, I'm not explaining anyone else to do whatever I'm saying, right? I personally would be buying as much as I can, because even if it will be a complacency bounce, even if it's like, okay, things turn really bad, the bounce from here will be historic. You're thinking 2, 3, 4x on things. I'm telling you in the best way possible, right? Now, that doesn't mean this is going to go down. Right, we could see a recovery back up to the 113 and move up from there and test these 117,000 levels and this and the other. But the way this is looking right now, it looks like there could be a bounce, rejection, and a further move down. Now, I will say this as well, right? I will say this as well. The reason why I think it's worrying right now, and I have a slight little worry that this thing can get a bit more painful, is if we look at the Bollinger Bands with percentile, we haven't even got to the big move yet. The way this is looking is that we haven't even gone to the big move yet. So let's see what's going to happen. There's only so much it could stand in this scenario here in the next week or so. So possibly by the end of this week we will have an understanding of where we will be. But I think we're coming into somewhat of a historic move, right? Not only that. What's this opinion or one thought? If institutions like BlackRock strategy and the government accumulate more Bitcoin, doesn't it lose its idea of being decentralized at that point? No. Why would it not do that? You need to worry about stable coins rather than Bitcoin, man. Thinking about it the wrong way. Most also back towards June Wolfhard levels. Let me get to the point of where I'm coming to. There's a lot of things, and I'm going to come to a crescendo at the end. That's what she said. That's how I got my wife. Every time. Okay, sorry, I had to, right? Every time. Now, the screen before where you look at the look, I will look at that. I'll explain all these things, right? Let me just go to the yeah. Anyway, so that's that situation here, right? We also have to look at some key factors as well. We're coming into what can be described as a high news impact week again. So a lot of things can change. Oh, sorry, excuse me. A lot of things can change. Sorry, I've been talking so much, my voice has gone to a different level. A lot of things can change, right? On the one point, I'll give you the dates so it doesn't get too confusing here, so you guys can get this down and write this down and or record this and listen to this again. All this stuff is recorded. That's why I say go here, follow, put the bell so you can go through it and listen to it again and understand the things I'm giving, so you guys have a clear understanding of what I'm saying and why I say what I say, so you can see the signs and then act accordingly. I can only do a stream once a day, man, and there's a lot of time in between that. Now, if you get to a point on the 22nd, right? So today, actually tomorrow we have the Jerome Powell will do a speech, and the speech is important because he will be talking about the direction of the US economy at that speech. It's extremely important. By the way, as I said, there's almost 200 people here. Go here, you can see what I'm showing you, and it will all be recorded. Like, follow, and do all that kind of stuff. So that speech is going to be incredibly important, right? It's super duper important because he's going to be giving the barometer of what they feel the market is going through. And there are some some signs that don't look fantastic, right? On the 24th, and then on the 25th, we get new home and existing home sales. This is incredibly important because we're seeing a downturn in mortgage rates, and we will see if there is any level of difference or effect that is coming forward that has a real, to see if there is still strength in the economy, see if those rates coming down has an actual effect on the amount of existing homes being sold or new homes being sold is very important. That's Wednesday and Thursday that's coming in, right? Then we have initial jobless claims, and then we have the PCE and core PCE data, which will show if there is inflation that is increasing, if it's stable, if it's all of the things that is going to go in. These are all stupid things that can change and move this market one way or the other. It's extremely important that you guys understand and recognize the key factors that are coming through in this week. Write these dates down, or if not, go here, follow, put the bell button. There isn't anyone that gives the type of information I do without anything in return. I don't want anything in return. The only thing I want for you is guys to go follow and it helps me. That's all it does. It's a very little thing for you. It's a big thing for me. And you guys get the maximum amount of aspects on that side. That's it, right? Now, there's one thing that I will say that's a bit worrying. And yeah, it's a bit worrying, and that is this, right? Raphael Bossack, who is a part of the committee in the Fed, came out and said something slightly worrying, and I'll read it to you guys. I'm concerned about inflation that has been high for too long, and he indicated, I penciled in only one rate cut for all of 2025 at the Federal Reserve's meeting last week. So this is the thing, right? That's not a little thing. Thank you so much. Appreciate that you guys can't even do a like or a follow. This is not a little thing because the market has priced in and is expecting, especially from the understanding of the dot plot, that we should have 3 rate cuts by the end of this year. Right? There should be 3 rate cuts, and the market is pricing that in. And where the real strength, I'm going to go through some of the problematic things, then I'm going to go into what I would expect and the good things, right? Let's as Gus said, let's rip off the band-aid and move from there. Anyway, anyone that's here who doesn't understand it, go here, go to the tube, because this isn't working. Just follow, like, and put the bell there, and you'll see all this kind of stuff, what I'm showing on my screen. Now, that's a problem. This juxtaposition between the two is an issue, because the key thing right now that we're looking at and what we're actually seeing, and where it shows any level of strength. Let me just put this here. Is that it? Yeah, any level of strength at the moment is that the S&P 500 is still rallying. And the thing is, it's rallying in a way that is reminiscent of there going to be 3 rate cuts. This is the situation I'm saying. And if this comes and hits the 6,800 and rejects from there, I will actually laugh my rear end on, because I wrote it here. Bank told me. I have a friend in a very anyway, he's quite high up in the bank, and that's that situation where we're talking about. Now, what I will say, and a fact that I will also explain, and things are also slightly worrying, that the rolling over of the Nasdaq is not the greatest thing, and this gives me, I would say it would at least touch 87, and at worst case scenario come down and possibly test the 8380 level. If it does that, I would say that Bitcoin will almost certainly come down to the 108, even possibly tapping the 106 level. Because there is a direct correlation between the two. Also, on top of that, we're seeing the yield start rising back up again, which ain't great, right? These are not good signs for short term. I want everyone to also understand this. I'm talking relative short term aspects right now. These are all relative short term things, right? We also look at some other aspects right now, right? Do ETH. I will do ETH. Other things. Gold continues its insanity run. This is gold, guys. I just want you to understand. This ain't some fart coin, right? This is trillions of dollars that is moving at the moment. Trillions of dollars. Like another true spectacular move. And this is going to go up and up and up. And I was told at the beginning of the year it could get to 7,000. I was like, nah, brev. Because that would possibly be the best investment I've ever done in my whole entire life, genuinely. Apart from Bitcoin. But I didn't put, did I put the same amount into Bitcoin? Give or take. Bitcoin and gold would be the best investment I've ever done in my life. Genuinely. I as I said, and I've said it many times before, I sold a property, a nice property, and I didn't want to keep it in cash, so I was like, you know what, I'll just put it into gold, right, so it can hold against inflation, and I just didn't have anywhere else to put it, and it was from here. I bought it at 1,481. I checked the other day. That's the exact number I bought it at. I've almost tripped 2.5 my money. That's all I'm gonna say. Insanity, crazy, right? And at the same time, silver is also running up as well. These are all signs that we will be going into more difficulty as it moves forward. So we need to understand who is correct here. Is the fear correct, or the forget it, they're going to cut, we know where the market is going correct? At the same time, if we look at the dollar, right, we're coming into a incredibly key point. This thing is most probably going to roll over and test these levels here. The 95.5 is incredibly important. If it comes, tests that, rejects, and then starts rolling back up to the $100 levels, then we're going to go into a lot of pain. I don't think so. I just want to say, I'm just giving you all the worst case scenarios that we can go in this direction, right? So this could most probably go down and test. If we break this, we're in full-blown mega alt season. I want everyone to also understand that fact as well. We look at other factors as well, other key influences that we need to look at. We look at the USDT dominance, and we're coming into, again, a retest of this 4.62 level. It is unbelievably key for this thing to hold and reject and start moving down into that level, because what we will see, if we come down from here straight right down, break this and go down towards the 3.8, that's the end of the alt season in my your wife must be my wife is always happy. They always finish. No, just my wife is very happy. She's incredible. She just doesn't like me talking about crypto. She likes what crypto brings. She just doesn't like me talking about crypto. So where we are right now is that this, if it comes down, breaks this 410 and we go down to this, that's the end. In my opinion, that will be the end, and we're going for a longer period of correction or sideways action. But I think that we will most probably chop around these levels here. If you look at Bitcoin dominance, I don't want to say it, but I think it is the first time I have got it perfectly. And I mean, like, God damn, perfectly. Like, it is. Watching from Nigeria. I love Nigeria. I've been to Nigeria. I know, what's the guy's name? I know the police commissioner's son. He's a really good friend of mine. What was the guy's surname? Anyway, I know the ex-police commissioner's son in Nigeria. I also know a few people in Ghana as well. You've improved yourself. I've improved. I've increased that 0.02 percentage difference, and now that is an absolute perfect tap of that level. What we will what we will see now, and what is extremely important. Watching from Glossop. Where's Glossop? If you're watching from Glossop, you should go and check here as well. This ain't working. On the tube is where you'll see what's on my screen and everything else as well. We wouldn't expect anything else from you. Appreciate it. Now, what is extremely important about this, right, is that if this thing closes above the 58.77 and then starts testing these upper limits, then that could mean somewhat of a longer period correction. But I'm not thinking that this is going to be a longer period correction. I think this is going to be somewhat of a move towards the end of September. I think towards the end of September is where you I can't find it. It's not I'm not on X, it's here. Go here. And when you're there, just follow and everything else as well. I'm on Kick as well if you want to check it out. So I think that something on that level is going to be more of a movement in those directions. Now, let's get to the good part, right? Where I expect this thing to go and why sometimes the actually, well, there's a few other things. Let me tell you a few other things I want to tell you. If we look at exchange volume, I also stated this, and I want everyone to also understand this, right? I also want everyone to understand this. This is really, really key, so everyone gets this. Everyone gets this thing. I put all of this. I put all of this into the pro group. All the details, all of the what's happening, all of the factors that coming in, all of this stuff I put in. I explained everything in this scenario. And there is a situation that I've told everyone that only one person has taken. Only one person took, right? And that is that I've done a deal with MEXC that if you guys go in, register from the link that I'm going to give, and at the same time do a single deposit, possibly which you can take. It's yours. It's your thing. MEXC is a platform, trading platform. Then you will get a 1 month access to this for free. I mean, there's nothing that you can come across that's going to do that for you. And in fact, I'll put the link in here so you guys can understand and see what it is. It's just there. It's not even, I mean, like it's actually hilarious how there is over 200, 300 people here, and possibly more in total, that just doesn't take this opportunity that literally is there for you. Sit there. That put into that one. I'll put it on here as well, on the tube as well. It's nothing. And the thing is, what I've done is that I, for everyone here, just to get the absolute lowest fees possible. That's all I'm playing with at this present moment. But anyway, that's the situation. That's where we're going. That's the way we'll go. Already use it or I have done. Well, this is the thing. This has to be go through this thing because they look at who signed up in this and yeah. It's just a deal I've done with them. That's it. That's the situation where. There we go. So that's the situation where if you want to check that out, that's good. Now, if we look at where we are and what's going on and what's the general situation right now, this exchange volume going down is not great. Couldn't register. Los Angeles. Oh, that's a shame. You can use a anyway. All right, it's fine. You can use a how can I say that? There's VPNs you can use. Anyway, I'm not saying condoning you doing it, but it's up to you. This volume going down is not great. It's not the best thing to do, and that's the situation of where we're going in at this present moment, right? Lowering volume, exchange volume isn't great. Also, I'll tell you one more thing, and then I'm going to get to the good stuff so you guys can have an understanding of what's going on. If we look at liquidation levels, forget the 24 hours because it's cleaned out most of it. Let's start looking into the 2 weeks because that 2 weeks is basically where it's going to get to the end of where I would say I'm tired. But you're tired. You should see how tired I am. We've come and cleaned out all of this, but there's still some here. I have a feeling that this, because the thing is, there isn't much at the top. Still possibility, right? There is still some here, but I think it will most probably take out some of the lows, or it could take out some of these levels here up to the 113, 114 level, then come down and take all of this out. And then we will be in a absolute perfect position for this thing to start to go absolute craziness, right? Another piece of news that I need to explain to everyone as well, so you guys have an understanding of what's happening, is that Donald Trump's change of this H1 visa, this insanity that this guy has done, right? It's partly because, part partly the reason why these tech stocks have had a problem, and they will have a problem, because some of the, you know, just think so you understand, right? The head of Apple, the head of Microsoft, the head of Nvidia, but one of the key the heads of Nvidia, the head of some of the largest companies, including most of the Magnificent Seven, Facebook as well, right? Have all come over on an H-1B visa, and they've all come from India. And what's absolutely incredible about this, right, is that I understand why he thought this would be a good idea. I got it. I get why he thought this would be a good idea. The problem is, right, is that this is going to starve out some talent, and that will affect the bottom line of these big companies. This ain't great. This ain't what's happening. India, your people, lol. Wow. Edwin, that's not cool, man. That's not cool. It's got nothing to do with them. They're some of the most intelligent people out there. Anyway, that's just horrible. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, so this is going to stifle movement in that. So yeah, it's just honestly, it's not a cool thing. Anyway, that's the situation there. So that's going to stifle some of the problems, and it's going to be problematic for where the market is going to be. Right now, what's really important, and now I'm going to get to some of the good stuff. Some of the good stuff, right? It's on YouTube or whatever. Some of the good stuff. I believe, however, that what will happen will give an amazing opportunity to buy, in my humble opinion, right? And I'm going to explain why. I showed this at the beginning of September. I showed this to you guys, and I said that we'll most probably get a bit of a move. It front run it in September, so we went hard on the first week going into the second week, and then we started getting the movement down. Hello, Beta. Thank you so much. Oh my god. Thank you so much. It means a lot when you guys are so positive to me, right? It makes me really happy, right? Anyway, whatever. So this is the situation. Then we'll have a talk about that stuff afterwards. I'll open up the chat so you guys can come on and have a chat, and then we'll move away from the charts and everything else. I said this, right? And I said coming into to possibly towards the end of September, things are going to go a bit iffy. All right. All the data, what happens normally, it's a historical thing. And I showed this to you. And I said that most probably going into October, we'll probably get a end of September going into October, a pullback, a more aggressive pullback, and that will be one of the best buying opportunities that goes in this way. And nobody gives more information than you. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. It's all right. It's no problem. I think everyone can just... There has to be one or two. It's a minimum. I like it. I don't take it personally. Sometimes you guys catch me in the bad thing. I'm only human, right? So there's that situation. So I think that will be one of the best buying opportunities as well. Now, on top of that, I want to show you some other stuff, right? You guys, and this is the thing that I want everyone to really, really be clear on this, right? I want to show you something here. 1 second. One second. Where'd this go? Right. We're in a very unique scenario right now. Right, where... Can I take that? What just happened? I just took a screenshot for some reason. Anyway, whatever. It's fine. It's okay. I'm cool. It's cool. Everything's cool. Everything's super cool. Where did this go? All right. Okay, here we go. This, right? And I did a video about this, and I want everyone to really understand. And everyone's just like, they think they think of time scale in like days or hours, right? So when I say something, right, they're just like, it's days or hours, right? If it's not days, it's hours. Why is it not working now? And that's the mentality you need to move away from. Because I'll say this, right? This chart right now doesn't make sense. We are in a scenario at this present moment where liquidity, money that's on the sidelines, is at all-time highs, like extreme all-time highs. But the market conditions at this present moment, and more importantly, let's just not say market conditions, market sentiment is what's driving the movement that we're having right now. It's sentiment and sentiment only. And once the market gets into a situation that's more conducive, eventually, and I'm talking to possibly Q4, this thing here is going to bear up its ugly head, right? And people are going to not understand what's going to be going on. Because the amount of liquidity in the market right now, just waiting for a place and the right market environment to hit, is incredible. This here is the bull run. This here is alt season. This is all you need to understand. US, everything's terrible. There's inflation, there's unemployment, all that kind. Everything's terrible. But market M2 money supply is at its absolute breaking all-time records. Japan, it's the same. The central bank talked about how they're becoming hawkish and the central bank needs to do this, that, and the other. The market is bad, this and the other. Their M2 money supply is at all-time high. China, the same. I got a message the other day saying that Europe is not hawkish. They're dovish. Because they're cutting. No, they're cutting because they're seeing weakness. They're cutting because of weakness. That's all. But again, their money supply is at all-time high. Breaking records. This here is going to go somewhere. There is a point where this will enter, and I will give you those. I will give you a time where that will happen. I'll tell you when I'm mega bullish, right? I will tell you guys this because it's extremely important to understand that these things are not just whatevers, right? I'll also show you some other good stuff because I showed it before, but no one seems to watch, and now they're understanding that. Oh, if I go here, it's recorded, and that's all right. That's the situation, right? And I'll tell you some other stuff. I'm going to show you some other stuff, and then we can go to a few more things, and then I'll open the floor up for people to get angry with me for some reason. All right? That's the way I like to do it. It's important. Super duper important. Well, look at this, right? I'm going to show you a lot of stuff now that's all going to be positive. Right now, this movement in the S&P 500, I'll put this in the background, right? Where people are saying, oh, wait, this doesn't make sense. How is it possible? How is it going up? Well, the Mag 7 and the top 30 companies are showing higher than expected earnings continuously. So it makes you think. You go, well, how do they value these products? Are they valuing them out of a value per share, or are they valuing them due to their earnings? Because what people need to understand right now, right, is that was this M2 gold all time high, got a rate cut and two more predicted should be alt season. No, you should go here and watch the show from the beginning. I've gone through all of that kind of stuff. Then we can have a conversation about it as well. I know there's a lot of new people coming here, but I'm going through the full show. And if you go here, you will see a recording of it and you'll get the whole aspect. Oh, and if anyone that's here, I'm pointing at the tube. So earnings of these companies are going up, right? These are all positive things. Great things, right? We look at other things as well. Check this out. So I'll tell you some other aspects so you guys can really, really understand this. You need to understand also, you need to understand that we are only 3 3 years into a bull run of the S&P 500. 3 years out of what an average bull run is 8 years. So we still have a lot to go on this. A lot to go. Let's look at some other aspects, right? Let's look at some other aspects. If we look at a historical data, all right? If you look at the historical data, every time the S&P 500 has done what is an average of a 50% recovery rate from a pullback, has gone on to, right, after what is seen as being a short-term pullback, another 30% move in the next 5 months. I'll show you some other stuff, right? I'll show you some other stuff. 2 weeks ago, right, a Zweig breadth thrust indicated, right? That usually indicates in the next 5 months, we will get another 30% move in the S&P 500. And I just don't care what anyone says. Those type of moves are insane. What we need to understand is that we're just coming, this move up, this recovery is only getting back into what I would describe as where the bull run should have been. We've only really just got back into where we would have been if we hadn't had these tariff announcements and all these other things that are going in that situation. This is the thing that I want to explain. And people are talking about, oh yeah, the S&P 500 could roll over, this, that, and the other. Possible, but I'm just saying that it's going to a point right now that we're coming to a really good possibility buying environment, that which will then start the maximum crazy growth, especially in the altcoins when liquidity comes back into the market. Ours, but the 18-year real estate cycle is in 2026, and that's a huge red flag for market. Yeah, but do you know what that means? Mikey, do you know what that means, or did you just hear it somewhere? I just want to understand that. But we'll have that conversation in a second, and then we can go from there. And I'm going to open it up so other people can come in and chat and this and the other. Right? That doesn't necessarily mean that the market is going to roll over. Please, I want you to understand that. Yeah, the 18-year cycle is moving over, and all these kind of things. You can look and find all the negativities in this market. Remember, we have a debt issue. We had an inflation issue. We were going to recession last year, right? All these things don't really matter. All that matters right now is that once we get into the right market environment, there is a lot of cash at the moment. A lot. Just sitting there. This is the thing that I want everyone to really, really understand. Will the market go down further? I've already explained that. If you want to go there, check here, and then we can have a chat. Right, so let's go into a few more things. I want to go into a few more things. Right, so my thesis is that all the way towards, I would say, October, like beginning of October, we might see a potential further pullback, possibly test this 113 level and then come back down to this area here. But then I would expect a quite a large move from there. Whether that will be the push up to the 125 and then up to 135, I don't know. But what I will say is that the movement that will happen will be worthy of a entrance. That's all I will say. What will happen from that on, we don't really know. We will see what happens in that scenario. Now, let's look at some other factors right now. If we look at, God, that's such a fake out, honestly. Such a fake out, but we had a pullback, and it's retesting these lower, 1.05 trillion mark. That needs to hold, undoubtedly needs to hold. I have a feeling that this could come up and possibly test the 1.1 trillion level, and then we will see what happens from there. We look at the total market cap. It has perfectly sitting not only on the 55-day EMA but also on that trend line. But this is looking a bit weak. This looks a bit weak, and this thing could most probably come back and test the 3.58 trillion level. That is a real possibility. More importantly, there is a untapped vector here, which will be at the 3.67 trillion, which again, it's a wick that I don't like, and it usually comes back and closes those inefficiencies. If we look at ETH against Bitcoin, I said it there. I said it's looking super duper weak at this moment here. looks like it needs to recover ASAP, and it's just done what it has done. Now it's sitting at this really key level here, but there is a very, very high possibility that this thing could roll over as well. It needs to recover fast. Same with total 3 out of Bitcoin. It's just looking relatively weak at this present moment, which could show a more of a weakness in this side. Okay, that's the little bit of information that I could give all of you guys. So now tell me, what is your questions? What do you guys have? So we haven't seen retail come in yet. We've seen retail come into traditional markets, not into the crypto yet. Talk to me about Asta. Oh yeah, man, the coin of the period right now. Where's Asta? Asta right now, oh my god, what the hell? I'm sorry, I haven't had a chance to. That is a pullback. Jesus. Right, look, I'll tell you something about Asta, right? This is wholeheartedly ran right now by CZ's tweets. I go in at 0.8. Great, so that's a great entrance, man. Why would you not take profit at anyway, whatever, it's fine. This is wholeheartedly run by CZ's tweets, right? And there is this understanding that it's going to rival Hyper, which is a real possibility. But I would say this, right? I would say this. There's a lot of money going into this thing, and I would be interested. God, I said the 1.24, just a bit off. Anyway, whatever. I would get into this if we get a more aggressive pullback, right? Because right now I'm waiting for that one last pullback right now, right? And that's the situation. That's what's going on right now. Do you have any news about Verka? Is everything going well with everything that's going on? I mean, I'll just say one thing right now, right? You see what's happening in the market. We are doing extremely well in relation to that. So that's the thing you need to understand. I've been 99 desirous. Please share one entry model you use in day trading. If you want to see that, you need to get into the pro group, man. Everything's there. So that's that situation right now, right? If we look at where we are at this present moment, this thing, in my humble opinion, right? If we do get a more aggressive pullback, because this is hype at the moment, there's a lot of everyone on X talking. There will be a moment where that will die down. Unless they throw money. He has enough money to make this thing go crazy. This will be the first one to recover. I would say this, Pump Fun, and Hyper are going to be the ones that recover the most in a more aggressive way. Where do you see where do you see Chainlink and AVAX fundamentally in the future, not only according to the actual charts? Thank you so much. I think AVAX and Chainlink especially is going to be doing I think Chainlink is going to be invaluable in the future. That's the thing that I would say, invaluable in the future when things move in that direction. But I would say that there is more of a potential for this to move down. Can you look at Sol? Yeah, let's look at Sol. Where's my Sol? God, I'm just a bit off. I was just a bit off. So close. I was $1 off. Literally $1 off. Yeah, $1. I mean, 195. If this thing really rolls over the 215 level, I would say 195. There's an untapped vector here on the 4 hour. That would be a massive, yeah. Multiple time factor. We'll see what could happen. And what I would say is this, right? When this thing comes down and when you think Dreamcash airdrop will be launched, I don't know, man. I've talked to them. They once they reveal. This is what you know when I say something confidence. Just a quick question. You know when people were mining a base and now it's coming through. There will be a time it will come. I'm still doing it. If you don't feel like doing it, it's up to your thoughts. The longer it takes, is better for you, right? You can mine more. So if you see mining coming in due to M2, what time period do you see this happening? Confused as I would say we will start seeing the sentiments of this change a lot in October. I think in October we'll get some type of movement. That's what I would say. Remember what happened to the last coin CZ, which I think that is also true. That is also true, right? That is also true, right? But that is also true. The thing is that supposedly he owns most of the supply, but he's also known for dumping as well. I mean, Bitcoin isn't. I mean, not Bitcoin. Binance is not profitable because of people trading on it. That's all I'm going to say. They have a knack of. They do have a knack of dumping tokens when they put people onto the exchange. It's one of the worst exchanges out there in that regards. I heard TikTok will be limiting country access where it will be no, just US. So the TikTok in the US has been bought out. It looks like by what was that guy's name? I've forgotten the guy's name. Like multi-billion. What about Polygon? Polygon is should be having they're doing a huge marketing campaign, massive marketing campaign coming in this week. But I don't know if that will be delayed now because of what's happening in the markets. We'll see. Oracle, that's the company. Yeah, Oracle bought. It looks like Oracle's bought TikTok, and they're going to be closing the US to just the US. That's the thing about TikTok. It looks like it's just good. So if you're in the US and you want to see more of what I'm doing, you have to make sure that you follow these things. You know what I mean? A lot of things are going to be moving in. What's your thoughts on Polkadot and ISO coins? I think they're going to be doing very well in the future. I think everything's going to be doing extremely well in the future. Extremely well. Right. Any other questions, guys? What else are you guys thinking we should talk about? What do you want to look? Should I open up the floor? Does anyone want to have a chat? No. For me, being in South Africa, will I still be able to see you? Yes, you should be able to see me. Rebound tonight? Possible. After a liquidation event of that size, it can, unless we'll see. Usually liquidation event of that size is followed by some sort of we did get a bit of a relief rally, but it looks like we'll see. Things are looking crazy weak at the moment, like stupidly weak. How did you get into crypto? I'm new to following you. It is interesting to your opinion. So I've been in crypto since 2017. I mean, I can give you the full aspect of what I used to do and where I came from and everything else, if you guys want to understand. But I was I was in M&A, and then moved into physical commodity trading, and then went into cryptocurrency, and then moved on from there. A lot of stuff. So I have a finance background. Studied economics and econometrics at LSE. What do you think about October? Yeah, possible. I mean, I've been talking about October for a while. I think October is going to have will be a green month. If I'm understanding, then further downs in overall crypto for the next couple of weeks, so opportunities to get into. Yes, that's my understanding. At worst, right, we will get a huge relief rally. And if tonight we dump harder and we start getting liquidations in the 3 billion to 4 billion level, oh my god, that's going to be on another level. There's always things in the pipeline for Fat Cat, man. It's just the nature of the market right now. What can we do? You know what I mean? You look at everything else, everything. If you look at some of the bigger coins, I don't know. This is the thing. You don't have people you can ask those questions to, and I'm just here. I can't control what people do, unfortunately. What's happening on Tuesday? You said something big. Powell is doing a speech on the Powell's doing a speech on the future of the U.S. economy. Some big. Whatever he really relieves there, that relieves. Whenever he relieves himself there, then you'll know what will happen. Aras Rocks, best crypto guy on TikTok. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Sometimes my lives don't dictate that, but that's the thing. I just try to give as much as I give value as much as I can. You know. But to be all in right now, I wouldn't say all in right now. Let's see some level of recovery because things are looking a bit weak at the moment. I think a retailer-driven rally will happen around Christmas when families come together and talk about crypto. I mean, we'll see. Usually, Christmas is a red month, though. I will say that right around that period, people sell to buy gifts. Can Bitcoin hold 112? I'm expecting a possible retest of the 113, possible, but I think weakness is there. This is, I mean, probably go down towards 108, maybe 106, maybe. If you get, we'll see. The only thing that I'm worrying is that if the S&P 500 starts rolling over, all eyes on this, man. That's it. All eyes on the SPX. It literally is a battle between fear stocks, fear assets and stocks, and the S&P 500. All eyes on this. I will say that if this starts rolling over, hold on. That's what I'm going to say. And if the guy in the bank, right, last week you said you were looking to upcoin and tech to, I haven't had a chance, man. I'm so sorry. Ask me in the Learn My Alvarez. Look, you guys, I don't understand why you guys aren't in there. It's just a place that you guys can just, it's just a place you guys can just chat and tell your fears and all this kind of stuff. It's just a cool place, man. Look, I'll put it in the chat as well so you guys can understand. All right, how do I... Here, I'll put this in the chat as well so you guys can understand. Yeah, I'll put that there. Just join. It's just a community of useful links and a whole bunch of stuff there. It doesn't, like, it's one of those places where there isn't any FUD or anger or people calling you like an idiot and all, none of that stuff. It's all there just for your benefit, completely. Let's put this here and I'll put it in here as well so you guys can see. Oh my god, for 1 second. What will happen big tomorrow? You have inside. I don't have inside information. I just have some friends in interesting places that give me their internal understanding and knowledge of where they see their market analysts say and things like that. That's all. I have a few friends in the US in the lobbying system as well. I haven't had a chat with him in a long time, so I'll have a chat with him and I'll ask him what they think is going to be happening. But in long term, I think that this market is going to be very, very, very fruitful. I still think that. That's what I think. And this is the thing, you find the difficulties and the people that will stoke fear. And that stoking on that fear is the thing that really makes me annoying. Is this the US economy, labor market becoming better? No, that's going to take time. I feel like CX is not doing enough to bring fresh retail. They don't care. The amount of money exchanges make is out of this world. Hey, Iris, did I miss a lot? Pretty much everything. Pretty much everything. What's your opinion about zero gravity? I don't know. I'll have a look into that. We'll do that. Look, you know what would be a good thing to do? If you guys go into the Learn My Alvarez and ask your questions there, I will have a look at what's going on, and we will. And I'll set up some shows where we can go and I'll look through some of the details that you're looking at and everything on that level. That's what I would say. Also, I would say that this coming I'll rewatch the whole thing. Yeah, you can watch it. Just go here, as I said, when you go there and follow anything else. Just go into Learn Average and ask you questions there, and I'll have a look into. I haven't had time. I've been so busy. It's out of this world, man. I'm on another level right now. I'm so tired. What makes you feel the fact that will bid 50 to 10x? Because of the longevity it's hold. Try to join it, it won't let me. Why would it let you? What? Why won't you let you? What do you mean? Is anyone else having problems joining the Learn by Alvarez group? It should do. It's on Telegram. I mean, it really should do. All right, let me just do this then. Try and find it this way. Let me try and find it this way. Just type in the... Why is it so long? That's what she said. With more of a happy face than anything else. Just type that in. Yeah. I don't know why that's not working. Okay, copy. Just type that in. You can check it out there. There you go. I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, whatever. It doesn't work for some numbers. Apparently, a big Bitcoin announcement from the White House tomorrow. Yeah, but I'm so tired of big. This guy. What? What? Strong. What? I didn't say anything. Good dirty minds. So CZ will pump as the higher you think. I think he's gonna try. Yeah, they have enough money to do so. But I think there could be. I mean, if the market pulls back harder, I think Asta is going to pull back. They cannot match the sell pressure of Asta. They cannot. Like, people are massively up. They're going to be selling like hotcakes at this present moment to try and get, and especially if the market is turning over. Oh man. If it loses the 1.277 area, that'll be huge. That'll be a buying opportunity. We'll see. That's what she said. Comebacks did. What? So she said. You got like 900. Yeah. They're all, yeah, exactly. All real people. Just go in there, check that one out. It's weird that it doesn't have that. You know what you could also look at? If you look at in the description of the video, you can see it there as well. They're all there. All the links and everything else are there as well. Big announcement mostly means big disappointment from the Orange Man. Yeah, he'll probably talk about a new shade of tan he's taking. You think World Liberty Finance is low enough for a buy? Why are you looking at World Liberty Finance? What's your understanding? I mean, I'm sure that there will be a point where it will pump, but World Liberty Finance was a way to gain liquidity for their stable coin. That's what that was for. So ETH will reach 8K or more, right? I mean, how do I have that understanding? I think ETH could most probably, let's have a look at ETH. I think ETH will most probably tap I think the 4,000 area is a real possibility, can tap. And the thing is, right, oh god, ETH looks a bit heavy though, man. I think 4,000 is a given for ETH, especially as it's lost some key levels of thing. My god, I mean, like, even the 3.6 is possible. I think there's a higher chance of it hitting 3.6 to 3.7. If it loses the 4,000, 3.6 to 3.7 is a definite area, and that would be a really good buying opportunity. If it gets really bad and starts going down to the 3.3, 3.4, I'm buying a lot, a huge amount. Don't think Trump will let it fail. I think Trump will. Dalton, you underestimate the level of S given by Donald Trump, man. He made his bajillions. Why would he do it? You know what I mean? Yeah. So we're F for Q for this year. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think this October is going to be a good. That was my thesis. Does Ondo look heavy? God, a lot of people are talking. I mean, yeah, 3.8 is. I would say maybe no. I would say either 4 or 3.6. You say Ondo? Do I have Ondo here? Let's see what Ondo's up to. I mean, it bounced off the zone that I said. It does look heavy, man. That looks like it could. Look, the line in the sand for Ondo is 0.8565. If it breaks that, then it's definitely going to 0.7741. Definitely. Like 100%. I don't think it will. I think this will be a real bounce zone for it. Yeah, I'll put it here, in fact. There. I think that will be a bounce zone for Ondo. You're assuming that once it gets to those levels, it will bounce, or why can't it keep? It can keep going. It can keep going. What indicator do you follow to start rotating out of alts? I don't look at indicators. I look at levels of confluence and market analysis and key levels that I hit. You know, horizontals are key. You know, diagonals are less important. Market analysis is more. Volume is really important. You look at levels of liquidity, a whole bunch of stuff. Really, Alvarez, I think we're cooked. Oh, you can say that. You can say that. I mean, like, I will say this, right? It's something that I expected. One more. I mean, like something. Like I said it. I've done videos. I even put a line out here. Look there we go. I would say that this level at the 50% level and possibly down here to the 41 is going to be massive. I was at 50%, took 20% profits, and now I'm negative. Ah, man. I know I was there. We were all there, man. Although buy limit will be. I put the Ondo there. By the way, is there a delay in the tube? Can you guys answer that? How much of a delay is there? If I just want to understand. What do you think will market go low? I think there is a definite possibility. But Telegram link not working for Mr. Beta. Thank you. Oh my god. After this, I will put a link tree link there, and there you will see it. If you go to the tube right there in the description, it's all there. That's what I'm saying. Go there, follow, and all that kind of stuff. Delay mentioned now. All right. So I'm gonna say, you guys write something, and then I'll mention it and see if it comes out. Ad birthdays. Now everyone has ad birthdays. Trust me. Big delay as I pause it. Oh yeah, I need to sort that out. Then there's something going on. Write something. Let me write something. All right, I'm gonna write something in a second. I'll tell you when I wrote it. I know this is like riveting, super duper riveting. All right, 10 to 15-second delay in messages. Is this quicker? I put 1 and then 100%. 100%. Is that quicker? Maybe Kick is a better place to have a look. All right, it's a bit of a delay. I need to sort that out. All right, it's probably a delay in the stream level. We'll sort it out. What did you say? You hang when? What did you say about the link tree? Yeah, I'll put it in the. Anyway, you'll see on my channel. Just go and follow the channel here. You'll see it there, and if you go to the tube, you'll see it on the details below. Cool. Any questions? Thank you so much for your time, Alvarez. I hope you feel better and rest up well, brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm just tired, man. If there's no other questions and nothing else that you guys have, I've given you all the aspects that I'm talking about. I've given you all the levels. It's recorded. If you want to go and see the recordings, it's all here. Check out those. They give the levels. you know, follow me. If you want to get more up-to-date info, you can follow me here as well. That's double underscore, not the single underscore, and you can go from there. Yeah. What do you guys think? All right, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it. Yeah, and then I'll catch you guys later. I'm absolutely exhausted. When you say you're buying, what do you mean? Spot and leverage. RSA super sulfur ETH. Are we expecting? I'm expecting some form of a bounce. Yeah, I am. One form of bounce. It could be a bit of a fear, possibly go down to the 1-1 and then come back and bounce from there. All right. Okay, guys. All right. Thank you so much. You know, I'll tell you this, man. I really wasn't going to do this live, but I thought I owed you guys something to show and go from there. All right. Love, affection, all that kind of stuff. So salty. I just want to break even at this point. I thought I in August, but yeah, don't worry. What's the name of your kick? All right, I'll put the kick here as well. There you go. That's the kick. I'll put it here as well. Yo, what just happened? What just happened? That's the kick. Kick is much quicker, like on another level quicker. That's that, and I'll put it here as well. Guys, follow me on the kick as well. That'd be amazing, because you guys can see it better there. And I will also make sure you guys follow me on X as well. It's really important that you guys check it, because I put a lot of the key factors there. One second, I'll show you. Okay. Let's just look at this 1 second. I'll put that in there, and then I'll head off. Yeah, here we go. This one here. I'll put that in there as well, so you guys can follow and see if I can. Here we go. Okay, cool. Put that in there, and you guys can follow my X as well. There's a lot of things on the X that are really important. Okay, there you go. All right, cool, guys. Love, connection, all that kind of stuff. Make sure you check my videos and everything else like that. I'll be putting some interesting ones tomorrow, and we can go from there. Watch the markets, watch the levels. They've all been given to you guys. Much love, and don't get too fearful. All right. All right. Catch you guys later. Peace. Okay.